These aren't just quotes, they're survival tools for modern life. What if you had 3 quotes from the most resilient people in history? You know, those who faced wars and plagues and natural disasters, and still found a way to thrive. What if I told you these quotes could change your life? Well, they have for me, and I'll share them with you right now. These are the 3 most powerful Stoic quotes that will change your life. Number 1, you become what you give your attention to. This is Marcus Aurelius. Now, he was born into an empire that spanned 5 million square miles. He oversaw the entire known world at a time when news traveled by horse, and yet his empire was crumbling. Disease was rampant. Corrupt governors were bleeding the treasury. Enemies were attacking the borders. Even his own family was plotting against him. So I get why he wrote, "You become what you give your attention to." He knew that all those external events couldn't hurt him, unless he gave them the power to do so. It's a lesson we need to remember every day, because we can't control what happens around us, but we can control how we respond. We choose our destiny by what we pay attention to. Is it the big screen TV or the dream vacation that's stressing you out? It doesn't matter. Or is it the chance to create something beautiful in the world, even if it scares you? Is it the problem or the solution? This is the first quote, because it's also the philosophy behind this channel. We don't have to accept defeat when things go wrong. We have a choice in the matter, but we do have to be intentional about what we focus on. I know this is easier said than done, but you become what you give your attention to. I'm not sure who said this next one, but it's definitely worth talking about. It reads, "It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them." In other words, it's not the situation, it's your opinion about the situation that causes distress. Think about a job. There's a guy who comes to work early, works late, takes work home with him. He does everything to keep from getting fired, and there's another guy who does the exact same thing, but he sees it as a rite of passage, as a necessary sacrifice for his future success. Both guys may work 80 hours a week, but one is miserable and the other is thriving. One guy sees the work as a threat, and the other sees it as an opportunity. So what's the difference? It's how you frame the situation. When my son was a baby, we used to rock him in the living room when he wouldn't stop crying. My wife would say, "Look at him, he's having a meltdown." But I would say, "Watch how strong he is. Look how hard he's trying to communicate with us." Even though it was the same situation, my interpretation of it changed my experience of it. So next time you find yourself reacting to the actions of others, ask yourself, am I judging the situation or observing it? Because the former will only make you suffer, while the latter will set you free. And that brings me to the third quote. It reads, "If it's endurable, then endure it. If not, stop complaining." Now, this quote is attributed to the Stoics, but its origin is a little murky. The point is clear. The obstacle is the path. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow. You've heard this before, I know, but have you really embraced it? Have you stopped complaining about the things that you can't control? You see, we have no control over the winds, the waves, or the will of others, but we do have control over our opinions. So, here's how we decide which problems to solve, and which ones to let go of. We ask ourselves, is this in my control? If not, then we take action to change it. If it is, then we adjust our attitude. As Epictetus once said, no man is free who is not master of himself. So when life knocks you down, ask yourself, do I complain because I want to change this situation? Or do I complain because I'm afraid of changing? Because there's no such thing as a bad situation. There's only a lack of perspective. So the next time someone cuts you off in traffic, ask yourself, how can I benefit from this? Maybe you need a reminder. Setbacks aren't bad. They're part of the journey. You can't win the game without losing a few battles. Seneca said it best. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor. We always want what we don't have, but we fail to appreciate what we do. So instead of asking why me, ask why not me? Why not me? I'm resilient. I'm resourceful. I'm determined to succeed. I don't need pity. I need perspective. These are the 3 most powerful Stoic quotes that will change your life. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would I want to be like a Stoic? Don't you think Stoics are like robots without emotions, incapable of feeling anything? Well, not quite. The Stoics believed in embracing life fully, including your emotions. In fact, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The chief task in life is to be able to follow our reason without hindrance." It's not about suppressing your emotions, but rather understanding and controlling them. Let me explain. Imagine you're driving down a busy street and suddenly you slam on the brakes to avoid hitting a child who ran out into the road. At that moment, you might feel fear, surprise, even anger. But what you don't do is jump out of your car and start yelling at the child or the parents. Instead, you take a deep breath, assess the situation, and calmly figure out the best way to move forward. That's what the Stoics call apatheia, not apathy, but the ability to act without being acted upon, to remain calm and focused in the face of any situation. Now here's the truth. Everyone experiences emotions, but not everyone can control them. That's why the Stoics viewed emotions not as weaknesses, but as strengths. When harnessed properly, emotions can be powerful forces that drive us to greatness. But when uncontrolled, they can lead to misery and ruin. For example, think about a public speaker who feels nervous before a big presentation. Some speakers let that anxiety they freeze up and forget their lines. Other speakers use that nervous energy to fuel their performance. They channel it into a powerful delivery that captivates the audience. It's the same exact emotion, but one speaker lets it consume them, and the other uses it to enhance their experience. That's the difference between a pathetic and an apathetic person. The former is controlled by their emotions, while the latter controls their emotions. So when you hear people say that Stoics don't have emotions, don't believe them. Stoics simply choose which emotions to follow and which ones to ignore. They understand that some emotions can lead to great things, while others can lead to destruction. It's all about balance. So which quote hits you hardest? Comment below and let's discuss how you can apply it this week. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you for watching.